Hey guys, I just wanted to take a minute to talk about something that's kind of been bugging me that I've been seeing around the Zelda community in general and in some of our comments. Basically, it stems from the fact that one major gaming website went ahead and took something that E.G. Enuma had said out of context and tried to spin that to mean something completely different. What I'm talking about is in Hyrule Historia there was this afterword that was recently translated, and in the afterword he talks about how in Zelda game the primary focus is the game design. Story takes kind of a backseat to that. They don't come at it with, we've got the story, how do we build game mechanics that fit that? It's the other way around in Zelda. So for some reason, one particular gaming website went ahead and ran with this, trying to claim that this somehow related to the timeline that was in Hyrule Historia, and that timeline, by E.G. Enuma's own admission, wasn't relevant or wasn't completely accurate. He didn't mention the timeline at all in the afterword. He was just talking about the stories of each Zelda game within the game itself. He wasn't talking about how those stories all link up to form the timeline. So, I mean, and even then, he wasn't saying that those stories were somehow not accurate or whatever. He was just making a point of saying Zelda games are built with game mechanics first, and then a story is added. So because this one particular gaming website went ahead and completely misinterpreted what E.G. Enuma was saying, some other big gaming websites picked up on that and kind of sourced this particular gaming website, but also made similar mistaken claims. So this has already started to take an effect on the Zelda community. I've seen numerous posts across various websites and even in our own comments where people are trying to say that Nintendo themselves have said that the timeline presented in Hyrule Historia isn't accurate. Ha ha ha, lol. But that's not the case. I recently read a comment from a fan that said that Nintendo themselves have said that the timeline isn't completely accurate, and I tried to follow up with this individual and get him to understand that that wasn't the case, and he was said, well, Zelda Universe themselves made a post about it, but I'm the one that wrote that post. And I know that that's not what the post was saying at all. And it really annoys me that big-time gaming websites could be so irresponsible as to perpetuate this complete misunderstanding. I know that they probably don't think that it's a big deal in the Zelda community, ha ha, timeline, whatever, but for Zelda fans, for some Zelda fans I should say, the timeline is extremely important, and so to have Nintendo release the official timeline, and then to have the big gaming websites say, well, except it's not exactly accurate, and let's completely misinterpret something that E.G. Enuma said to make that the case, just frustrates me, because I just know that for years now we're going to have people saying, well, Nintendo themselves said that the timeline isn't accurate, when they didn't. Maybe they shouldn't be trusting everything that they read on the internet. Unless, of course, it's from Zelda Universe.